So nice to see you. Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So
Hare Krishna Bharati. Thank you. Nice to see you as well.
Yeah, nice to see you.
Dr. Rich, it's great to see you. My basic everyone, bunch of couples on your shop. Prayers, Srila Prabhupada, for his empowerment and blessings. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Srimati Nityanamane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravangi Pacharni Right. Wow, great to be with everybody. All of you. Dr. Rich is with us, and Rasika Pujari, and dear Ellie, Chandra, Malati. I think that today Kolki and Lakshman, they're traveling. And here's the Prabhu. I think he's still absorbed in getting settled back in. So anyway, great to be with you. Anybody have any realizations or epiphanies that have come into your life since we last came together? I've had one wonderful experience. It was so humbling. I'm preaching to all these Indians like all day long, and they're mostly people that work on the boat. But I guess like word got out that this white guy's here who full blown Hare Krishna devotee, and he was amazed, like all kinds of Sanskrit verses, and they're like they want to. They're real anxious to hear. They're so sincere. So one of them who heard about me, he was waiting to meet me, and so he comes running out from behind the serving line and approaches me, and he was like the sweetest person. Now, get this. He's a Brajbasi. He was born in Braj, and he speaks Braj as well as many other languages. He speaks all kinds of languages, and he was telling me all the languages that he speaks and so on. But he was just so sweet, and like he wanted my association. And I'm thinking, this guy being born in Braj, and very strict vegetarian, and he went to Gurukula as a child in Braj. He speaks not only can quote some Sanskrit, but he speaks Sanskrit, and he wanted to hang out with me. I'm thinking, man, I just wanted to he wanted to touch my feet, and to touch my feet. Wait a minute, I want your feet. And he was just so humble, so sweet. And he told me, if I ever come to India, please come and stay with him. He said he lives 3 kilometers from the temple, an ISKCON temple. He goes to many different ones, but I mean, he knows all the Braj. Anyway, it was a very humbling experience to be with him.
What was he doing on the boat?
He's a cook.
Oh.
And he's a cook. He
has to cook all
those big cook hats.
Right. So does he have to cook meat as well?
I don't think so, but I know we had to cook eggs, and there's some stuff that he has to do, but he's trying to make some money for his family.
Mm. That's why he wants to touch your feet.
My feet, I want to touch his feet.
Because, he feels like you are the one who is purer than him. That is his feeling, because he's on this boat cooking eggs and feeding and clearing things and all.
I think there's some merit to that. I think there's
A remnants which is not, so that's why he's like, this person here is so much purer than I am. So, and he's preaching on this boat. This is what
his
it's
purity.
how he's thinking. Yeah.
His purity. I was thinking, that even, okay, let's say has to cook some eggs or what have you. He was born in Braj. I mean, a dog born in Vrindavan is back to Godhead.
Yeah.
What to speak of him? Born in Vaishnava family and following as strictly as he can. Sometimes you have to do what you have to do to maintain yourself in this world. And Kirby mentioned before that we know all about karma, and karma is very specific. I don't know all the details of karma, but there's the Hari Bhakti Vilas has a lot about karma. There's many different shastras that karma is talked about, but even the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that karma is very difficult to understand, really understand. But my point is that there's a whole other scriptures which I've never seen, I've only heard about. You've probably heard me mention it, the vipada. That there's special exceptions for vipada, which means under extenuating circumstances. So, things that you ordinarily would not do or wouldn't eat in extreme circumstances. You have to maintain yourselves.
Thinking of the verse, api chet suduracharo. I'm thinking of that verse. Whatever you feel, and if you're really fixed in your heart in Krishna consciousness, Krishna doesn't see that. Will that apply?
Yes and no. That is for that even if somebody does something sudarachar, sudorachar. So achar means to act, and sudor, very durachar, very, very bad behavior. Something very abominable that is done. I don't think that that's talking about the case that's extenuating circumstance.
Okay.
Let's say, for example, we all got marooned on an island somewhere, and there's a boat coming to save us. And but the only thing to eat on that island is, say, fish or something like that. Then that's an extenuating circumstance. And I would say in a case like that, we probably would eat the fish. And who knows what else we may have to eat just to keep ourselves alive. So I think that's more what the vipada is about, very, very extenuating circumstances. Then things may be different. You have to kind of do what you have to do. Say, for example, if someone's now I don't buy this, but let's say this was true. Someone was very sick, and the doctor said, you have to eat. That we have to give you. Let's say he says you have to eat fish. This is just a hypothetical example, and it's true that because of your illness, you just have to eat it, or you're not going to get well. And maybe that would, I think, fall in that extenuating circumstance. Sometimes in war times, there are things that you would not ordinarily do, but get done. I think more, at least that's my thinking, how I would take it. The verse Sudarachar, if somebody really makes a bad mistake due to intentionally or unintentionally, they do something terrible. but they didn't really want to do it or mean to do it, or they just did it. They were just in Maya, devotee, that they'll come.
Oh, right. Okay. Thank you, Gurudev.
So I don't know, they're going to call me any minute. So let's go over some of the questions that came in. And one question that came in that I was especially interesting was Rasika Pujari's question, where he asked about Rasika Pujari, can you read your question?
Yes, Gurudev.
This is going to go deep, so put your seatbelts on.
Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never claimed to see Krishna, but always talked about feelings of separation. How is that possible when Lord Chaitanya was Krishna himself and even saw the deities on the Rath Yatra cart? Seeing the deities means seeing Krishna in his form. And also we should see Krishna as the supersoul in every living entity. How could someone say they never seen Krishna, but Krishna is everywhere?
I love that question. It was good. It was a very fair question and a good question. But the answer is very deep. And our line, I'm going to read something from Prabhupada that just interestingly, I've been so busy, I haven't been able to keep up with the nectar things that Nitai is sending. So I started, while I was on this trip, actually, I started catching up because there's such a nectar there. And I came across one passage, some words from Prabhupada in this regard. So I'm going to read that. But so basically, of course, the pure devotees are seeing Krishna. Because we have verses like Prem Anjana Charita Bhakti Varochanena Sandak Sadai Vifridiyesh Bhakyanti Shaima Sundara Chintakana Svarupam. It even says that they're seeing Krishna in the form of Shaima Sundar. They're seeing him everywhere because their eyes are smeared with the salve of love. Shaima Achinta Guna Svarupam. That means they're seeing the inconceivable qualities, the form of Krishna. It says right there in that verse, they're seeing. Well, but at the same time, and now this is something I cannot explain from my own realizations. I can only from my sort of philosophical speculations into this. But the devotees like that are very, very advanced in spiritual life, they're mad. They're mad. Even though they're seeing Krishna, they don't think they're seeing Krishna. They don't think the Goswami. Let me read what Prabhupada said. This is going to help. Let me. I put it somewhere here. It took me a while to find it this morning. I put it here. Okay. So this is Prabhupada. Usually a little bit of English is like maybe broken a little bit. Okay. So Prabhupada is speaking, and I forgot to write down where. Oh, here it is. This is Hyderabad, 1975, April 10th, 1975. The Prabhupada speaking. For the common person, as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has advised, and as he has practically shown in his life, that is devotional service in separation equals where is Krishna? Shunyayatan Jagat Sarvam Govinda Virahename. This is from the Shishastika. I'm seeing everything vacant because I cannot see Krishna. This is Lord Chaitanya. He's saying, I can't see Krishna. The same thing was followed by the Goswamis. Hey Radhe Vrajadeva Ke Chalalite, Hey Nanda Shuna Kuta. Translation. Where are you? Oh, Radharani, Oh, Krishna. Oh, the gopis. Where are you? He Radhe Vrajadeva Ke Chalalite. He Nanda Shuna Kuta. Shri Govardhana Papatali Kalindi Vane Kuta. Govardhan Papa Tale. Either on the valley of Govardhan Hill or on the bank of the Ganges. Where are you? Seeking. Goshantav iti sarvato vrajapure kedar mahavivalao. One should be mad after seeking Krishna. Where are you? Where are you? Not that I have seen. That is not bhajan. Bhajan means how to become mad after Krishna. Prabhupada goes on. One who has once heard the tinkling sound of his ankle bell, he'll be mad after him. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Not that hearing and becoming engaged in family affairs. No, that is not possible. One who has seen, one who has heard, he'll become mad. No more interest in this material affairs. That is a sign. We can say, of course, if you are experienced devotee, but so far we see that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his immediate successors, Goswamis, they are mad after Krishna. They never said that we have seen Krishna. This is bhajan, by separation, vipralamba seva. So if we become mad after Krishna, that is perfection. Not that we have seen Krishna. We may see, but so far the Goswamis are concerned, they are simply seeking. Goshantav iti sarvato varchapore kedar maha vivalao. Vivalao means mad. Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? That is self-realization. Okay, come back. Okay, so it's a state of madness where even though you're seeing Krishna, you're not seeing Krishna, because actually not seeing Krishna is the highest form of ecstasy. But you're still seeing him. But anyway, it's over my head. So you can't push me too much to explain something that I haven't experienced or don't understand. But at least I can understand enough to help, especially Rasika Pujari Prabhu, who asked the question. It's a very fair question. It's an excellent question. We know they're seeing Krishna, but they're in this state of madness where they can't get to him. Where are you? Where are you? But they're seeing him in the highest possible form. But they're thinking they're not even seeing him. Again, don't try to understand it fully, but at least understand the state, the mad state that devotees and eventually us will fall into. Rasika Vijar, does that help answer that question?
Your quote.
Okay, you're breaking up. Is that because of that's the internet? Okay, so let's do this. Everybody, just turn your video off. I'll leave mine on, and who's ever talking, leave your video on. So everybody turn off your video except for myself and Rasika Pujari. And let's see if this is helping. Rajan Chandra Prabhu, can you turn off your video? Okay. Let's see.
Yes, Gurudev, that helped. Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're not breaking up. Was I breaking up at all?
No, Gurudev, you were not.
Okay, so you heard everything I said.
Yes.
How do you what is your understanding of what I just said?
Seeking versus seeing. I really like that you said that, seeking versus seeing. We want to chase the taste.
But they are
and keep chasing and chasing.
They're thinking they're seeing. I mean, they're thinking they're not seeing, but somehow on some level they are. Just like when Krishna, with the gopis, when Krishna left Braj, and the gopis were in a state of madness. They were in a state of madness, and they were clearly seeing Krishna, but they were claiming they weren't. They're dying in separation of Krishna, and that's the highest. That vipralambha rasa, there's nothing higher. It's so high that we can't understand it at our stage. So anyway, that's my answer to that question.
Yes, thank you, Gurudev.
Yeah, it's high stuff. I mean, a lot of this is, it's very important that we have to admit, so many times we want to put things in little pigeonhole boxes in our brain to try to understand something, but it's not accurate. So better we understand that there's certain things we're not going to get yet, rather than force it and it's really not accurate. I've often given the example of a little child that wants to ask, what is sex desire? What is a sex desire? There's no way they can understand it. I mean, it's just, there's nothing. Is it like eating Tootsie Rolls? Is it, I mean, what is it? But when they become an adolescent, they will understand. They'll understand they're not at all attracted to boys, but at a certain stage, the women are attracted and men are attracted to women. But you can't understand it. You can't force it. Someone to understand. There's so many things, I guess Ellie's learning, that there's so many things a child's just not capable of understanding. And, but eventually they will. Okay. Malati had asked about what I speak on certain subjects, and I'm afraid I'm going to run out of time. I'll just speak a little bit about this month that we're all relishing, I hope, and that is Kartik. So one of the things I want to say about this is, Malta, you can, why don't you, since you asked the question, why don't you turn your audio?
Oh, yes, Gurudev.
The first thing I want to say about Kartik is there's all kinds of lists that you can read from various Puranas and very, very ancient about the benefits of observing Kartik. But quite frankly, many of them are like material things, moksha and getting rid of, clearing your slate of karma. And what Prabhupada had emphasized, because we observed when Prabhupada was here, was in our devotion, whatever service we're performing, it's many times increased during the month of Kartik. And he did talk about that. And where our devotional service is pure bhakti. At least we're trying to perform pure bhakti. We want, the only kind of benedictions we want is to clear our, just fall in love with, to give up our material attachments. And these are the things that we want, where so many of the other things that are mentioned in the Vedas, they're more for the materialist to benefit in that way. So all we want to do is to purify our hearts in order to love Krishna. And in this month, we're especially meditating upon the incredible love of the uniqueness of Krishna's childhood pastimes. They're so sweet. And we learn so much from Mother Yashoda and how Krishna interacted with his mother. It's so unbelievably sweet. And that, like when she tried to tie up Krishna, she tied, and we all know the story. She got some rope, sufficient rope, and she went to tie him up, but it was a little too short. And she got some more rope, and it kept being a couple of inches too short. And finally he he figured, okay, he teased his mother enough, and because it was always like just two fingers too short. And but because of her devotion, because of her love, Krishna couldn't resist anymore, and he allowed himself to be tied up by Mother Yashoda. So the way we really connect with Krishna is through devotion. That was really, really deep. Her devotion, her love for her son was so strong that he couldn't hold out anymore. He had to let her tie him up because she loved him so much. And the fact, one of the things we especially see in Krishna's childhood pastimes, he was such a rascal. He was a rascal. I mean, he teased everyone. Him and Balaram, they urinated and I think he passed feces on the ground. I mean, they were just total troublemakers. And it's so sweet that we can appreciate what a rascal that him and his brother were. And they would torment the neighbors, and they drove everybody crazy. They would like lock them up. But and it's so sweet that we can understand this. There's other people, they're more comfortable worshiping God as Lord Ram, who was of ideal character. He was like perfect character. Like as a little boy, Ram was not urinating on the floor to tease his mother, nor was he stealing things from neighbors. I mean, the neighbors, they would go and steal. They would make it nice and dark. He couldn't find anything, but they were they could find it. So anyway, that's what we really want to, I think, really focus upon during the month of Kartik. And I was talking to Ellie the other day, and what I personally do is I just chant a couple of extra rounds on Kartik, and certainly offer the ghee lamps. And there's all kinds of things that you're going to read. We can read in the Puranas and so on about offering the ghee lamp and material benefits that you get. But we're just offering that out of love. So I hope everyone is doing that. It's pretty easy. I just grab some cotton and put some ghee on it, or sometimes I use sesame seed oil. Uh-oh. Hold on.
Oh.
Okay, I'm getting called. Hold on, let me listen to this message.
We need your help to protect Australia's environment, unique wildlife farming, and a way of life for dangerous pests and diseases. That's why you must always declare or dispose of food and ingredients such as fruit, vegetables, spices, grains, meat, eggs, and dairy, as well as plants, flowers, or seeds, including animal products such as fur or shells. You must also declare any shoes or vegetables stored on them, or that have been used in living place.
Okay, we're going to have to wind up in just a couple of minutes. I've got to go. They're calling us off the. So anyway, that's a couple things about Kartik that we did when Prabhupada was there. We always offered the lamps, and I hope everyone can do that. And what else? It's just really sweet. I like to watch the this is a little bit, I think I was telling LA about this, is that Kartik begins not at the full moon. It's the day after the full moon is when it started. Day after the full moon, the Purnima. So it ends on the Purnima, it ends on the full moon. Because it started on the full moon and ended on the full moon, it's longer than a month. So it's exactly one lunar month. And I can feel it. I think everybody I can feel it in my blood. There's just something very special in Kartik. And this is the last month of what's it called?
Chaturmas.
Yeah, it's the last month. I think that's when they don't eat dal or something. I think it starts out eating grains, then yogurt, then milk, and then grains. The dal, I think. Yeah, I don't eat any of those things, so pretty much. So, leafy greens, I do eat those, but anyway. So I better run. So we'll be back with you all next week.
Yes.
Everybody,
thank you, Gurudev.
Thank you, Gurudev.
Turn your picture.
Thank you, Gurudev. Please be safe, Gurudev.
All right. Yep. I'll be.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Padmalochan.
Okay. All right, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Gurudev. Thank you so much.